This is the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 97, posted December 2016. How deep is my dagger?
Okay, so you've got a potion of vitality, which is actually a pretty high-level potion. So, you know, it's all on you guys if you lose.
At 25 HP is not bad.
And you take a moment to gather your thoughts. You know, you have to wait a while to get those healing surges as they charge, and you can spend some time kind of scouting around here. This does seem to be the final resting place of someone of either wealth or power in
Right.
Waterdeep. There's two rather ornate sarcophagi. These ones appear to be untouched. Maybe they're just heavier, or maybe you know, the undead just didn't feel like messing with this particular chamber. Since it also seems to have been the final resting place of someone somewhat paranoid, such that their final resting chamber was protected by a gelatinous cube. By killing the gelatinous cube, you have now destroyed the peak predator in this particular area of the dungeon, no doubt jeopardizing the entire ecology of the situation. So
I feel like you kill the cube, you get to take whatever the corpse has on it.
that's not how the circle of life works.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it does.
I
What's
think
the corpse
now that
going to
we've
stop
killed
me?
the cube, we are the cube.
Oh.
Whoa.
Now we're just getting philosophical.
Deep.
We need to leave
You
these
were into
people
my bag
in
of
peace.
fungus, weren't you?
We need to leave these
people are
people in peace
philosophical.
and move on and find Diane.
You would say that.
I would, and I did.
Diane wouldn't say that.
Certainly not. That's why we must kill him.
Is there anything that we can see that looks interesting that does not involve raising the
Grave robbing?
sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Anything gold, like trickling out
For
under
a
the
given
sarcophagus.
definition of robbing.
No,
grave.
You'd probably have to really get into a full blown grave robbing situation to
I
to
don't
find anything
approve.
of value here.
Can't do that.
What if we called it archaeology?
All right.
Let's check at the door.
You know what? If you put your sarcophagus in people's living quarters, which effectively Undermountain is, you're basically asking for it.
It's archaeology when it's other cultures. It's grave robbing when it's your own culture.
Yeah.
So,
Is that true,
Are these
though?
people tieflings?
you don't know.
It's
It's
not
hard to
my
say.
culture. All right, let's move on.
I believe these
Yes,
doors to
left.
the south have been unchecked.
You have not checked
Right.
any doors because you've been busy fighting a cube the entire time. You've been
So were we
I had my
planning
back to it.
Were we planning on taking a full rest to get our daily powers back?
I don't
Nope.
think we
I don't
can.
think we can. It's too
Okay.
early.
I think you have to soldier on. This may be your final day in Undermountain, one way or another. So-
All right, let's check the doors.
okay. What are you going to do to check the doors?
Uh,
The doors.
Somebody roll perception.
I'm gonna, yeah, sure. I critically failed perception. I'm gonna say, hey, everybody, doors. There are doors
All
over
right,
here.
out of the
Did
way.
you see
I'm
the
scooching in
doors
here.
over
I'm
here?
going to check the doors.
They're
Move it,
adorable.
move it,
Get out of the way.
move.
All right,
Move aside.
all right. It's over there. Doors.
All right.
Check them
I'm
out.
going to take a look.
I can tell that they're doors.
Oh, dear.
I think they're
well,
doors.
That was not a good roll, but it still ends up at 13.
All right. I'm going to tell you that this situation is not super challenging. Here's what you know. What are you doing? You're just visually inspecting the door for traps?
Yeah, just looking around.
All right, you
Seeing what I
visually
can
inspect
see.
the door for traps. It's got a thick layer of dust. It doesn't seem like anybody has opened these doors in quite some time. And as you're standing at the door studying them with your keen elven ears, you hear the sound of footsteps.
Beat
It sounds
ears.
like several steps
Keen
of
means
footsteps,
pointy.
several sets of footsteps. And they actually seem to be heading toward you and then moving away from you.
I try to sound like a cube.
You are silence. The sound of a cube is silence.
Quiver, 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 quiver.
Somebody's on patrol.
quiver,
I could
quiver.
sound like a square.
You
Yep.
always sound like a square melody.
You sound like a square, Daddy-O. Guys, there's some sort of patrol on the other side of the door.
Not very good at their jobs, are they? We were
Yeah, I guess they
screaming
didn't
pretty
notice.
loud.
Didn't notice the screaming or the digesting that was going on.
Maybe
this side.
maybe they're more helmed horrors. Those they don't seem to take notice of much until you
Oh.
enter their area.
Well,
What,
even if there's
ding-dongs?
somebody in
Oh.
there, they would just be like, the cube will take care of
Ding-dongs.
it.
Right.
They're ding dongs. Let's go get them.
Yeah.
Typical ding dongs not paying
probably-
attention to what's going on the other side of a door.
Anybody in this area is probably used to screams coming from in here, judging by all these bones.
Yeah, good point.
All right, so
All right,
does
I'm going
somebody
to
want to
crack
open
the door just a hair and see if I can see anything on the other side without attracting attention.
Okay. Do you want to roll stealth or you just want to do it?
Sure. No, I'll roll stealth if that's something I should do. That's more to my liking. That's a 27.
All right. So the doorway, you just crack the door a little bit and you peek through. It looks like you're on a hallway, and the hall heads to the east and to the west. You can just see a little bit. It looks like not too far down the hall, there's a right angle turn in the hallway, and it heads south. You can see that way. And to the west, you see a squadron, half a dozen of what you people call ding-dongs.
So many ding-dongs.
Marching in formation down the hallway away from you.
Wow.
Interesting.
The hallway also to the west also turns, but there is a set of double doors at the turn as well. So
maybe we should wait for them to go past, go down the other one, and then run through the door.
Everybody as to what's going on the other side of the door.
And so you do.
So I guess we could listen at the door and wait till they go by and go in the opposite direction.
I think we'd be better off following them, wouldn't we?
Oh, I guess we probably would, and we could pop open those doors once they pass.
If we're good at sneaking.
We're not.
But they're not good at paying attention.
Well, they noticed us as soon as we walked into the last room that they were in.
Could we construct a tripwire and then shut the door and wait for a hilarious pratfall?
Then they'll be prone and easier to hit.
I start pooping into a bag.
Can we use rope for that? I got rope. Can we just tie some rope and then hold it
tight? You guys should, if you hadn't killed that gelatinous cube, you could have set it up like a hilarious encounter between the two of them.
That would have been great.
Now who's the real monster?
It's Greed.
Oh,
again.
How did you know the gelatinous cube's name? He can't talk.
I was inside him. I know him very well.
He had a name tag.
My. We either go all stealthy here and try and sneak past these guys, or we just step out into the hallway and maybe surprise them when they come around the corner. What think you?
I like the idea of letting them go past to the east and south, and then just trying to go through the door.
I like that idea, too.
They seem to be going counterclockwise based on what I saw, but perhaps I misconstrued the moving of the helmet horrors.
Possibly. I don't know if they're... we don't know that that's a circle. I mean, maybe they're just going back.
Tony, do we
close the...
Let's find out.
Tony,
wait for them to come around again, and then we can move at exactly their speed on the other side of whatever they're doing.
Yeah, let's wait and see if we can discern what their pattern is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, do I hear them cross from the right to the left again or do they come from the left into the right?
Okay, after a couple minutes of waiting, you hear the patrol.
Minutes.
It sounds like, they're kind of shuffling. They're not super fast. You don't know how big their loop is.
Every day I'm shuffling.
But another group of ding-dongs comes marching, moving from east to west through that passageway and then back down south.
Is it the same group?
So, I don't know. Are you on a first name basis with any of them?
Is it the same number?
Yes.
And
that one there is Todd in the upper right.
It's the same number. So either it's the same group, or
I'm sure one of them had a limp, so we would know.
There's a lot of ding-dongs headed in that one direction.
I have a great power called prestidigitation. Then it says here it cannot be used for anything useful. However...
That is the best definition
Only useless
of prestidigitation.
Tell us more.
Well, technically what it says is cannot serve as a weapon or a tool or hinder another creature's actions. It cannot duplicate the effect of any other power. And I view that as a challenge. Anyway, my proposal is we wait for them to pass. I change the color of the armor on the back of the back one's foot. And then we let them walk around again, see if the next crowd has the same thing. Or we can
and
just
so
assume
you
they're
do,
the same.
I love
and
it.
it works. And
Hooray!
and through the power of magic, we were able to and spending like 30 minutes standing at this doorway.
That's actually short for us.
Is this an extended rest? Can
We
I
only
get my
check
daily
for
powers
trip
back?
You determine that there does seem to be a formation of helmed horrors marching in some kind of circle, which also tells you that there is some kind of loop to this area of the of Undermountain, right? That if there's some way that you could, by heading to the southeast, arrive from the southwest and vice versa,
Sure.
right?
But we know there are doors up there on the upper northwest corner there, so perhaps we just wait until they've passed and they've disappeared from hearing, and then we just bolt for those doors.
Or we
Silently.
wait until they're kind of on the other side of, the south side and just kind of go around at the same speed as them to see if there are any other doors around there with shiny things behind them.
All right. So should I just pop out there and do that myself since I'm fairly stealthy?
Follow your little elf heart.
Yeah, maybe Melik should give you that teleportation ring so that if something goes wrong,
Oh,
you can
that's a great
teleport back
idea.
to
That's
us.
a really smart
an
idea.
Excellent idea.
Like
Hold
that.
this.
Let's pretend somebody smarter than Flessa came up with that idea.
I pop into existence on the other side of the door. Hey, they're coming, guys.
I like the idea that you would just you would go back to the yawning portal and never
Never
not
see him
know where
again.
you went.
Could I
Like-
teleport there, have a beer, and then come back?
It's only one way, so
Oh.
so decide what you want to do.
Is
But
it
I like
one
the idea
use?
that
Are we going to
set
burn
up
out the use of this thing if I use it?
a Lestrin it's once a day, so
All right.
it's a one time.
Hopefully it won't come to that, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try and I'll wait till they're a reasonable distance from
Sure.
hearing past the door, and then slip in behind them and try and walk the circle that they're walking at a reasonable distance so they don't catch on.
Okay. Do you want to move yourself around on the map there?
Sure.
I mean, we've listened to them walk around enough times that we should know how long it takes them to be halfway away from us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We've been here about 6 days at this point, so. So should I just make a circuit of this thing? Is it gonna?
Sure. Do you want to? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, that's what the plan was here.
So
Just
you're
to
going to
get-
basically follow their patrol from a distance.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the lay of the land so we know what's out
Okay.
there.
So you can see a set of doors right there at the turn of the hallway,
Mhm.
and you're going to head further south.
Yes.
All right. The hallway continues south for a ways. You see another set of doors on the what would that be? Western wall of the hallway, and the
Okay.
hallway opens up into a large chamber further to the south.
Oh, that's a little worrisome.
Sorry, man. It's not just going to be hallways forever.
I don't see why not.
Well,
So can I go just far enough down the hallway so I can get an idea of what that chamber looks like and what might
Sure.
be hanging out in there?
Yeah, go as far as you'd like.
Well, you tell me when I reach a point where I can see something.
You can see it's a rather large chamber. You can just make out. You can't really see anything in it yet. But the rather striking thing about this chamber is that there appears to be grass growing on the floor of the chamber instead of your traditional flagstone.
Is that right?
That is right.
That wow, I'm okay. And how far ahead of me are these guys? Have they turned a corner?
Yeah. It looks like they've proceeded into that chamber. You saw them, the half dozen of them, head south into that chamber, and they turned east.
Okay, I'm gonna
You
zip
could,
back.
you could see
quickly.
them in that chamber turning east.
I'm gonna zip back quickly as I can and just give everybody the update on what it looks like out there.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll do the east branch if I survive that.
Okay. Do you want to wait for them to pass before you do that?
Well, I'll get back now, and then I'll
Yeah.
wait for them to pass, and then take a few
Okay.
steps down the east side.
All right, go ahead and do that.
All right.
Yeah. So, let's see. You can probably see further than that. So I'm revealing some stuff on the map. The hallway to the east goes for quite some ways. You can see a set of double doors on the eastern side here. It looks like just a large opening further south of that, and then the hallway continues further, though that particular area is not lit. And it looks you feel like probably that must more or less loop back over into that area with the grass that you saw.
Okay. The area to the south of that junction is not lit, or the whole junction?
The junction itself is not lit. You'll notice that there's a bunch of nice little torches in the walls around where you are standing, but further
Okay.
down the hallway, not so much on the torches.
I do have low light vision, if that makes any difference.
Yeah, sure, you can see a little bit further.
All right.
So
I can't really tell what's... Okay, there we go.
there you go.
All right, so it looks like it curves off to the east there in the distance, and that passage to the west looks like it probably meets up with the grass room.
Probably. So
All
you've
right.
got a lot of passageways that you could explore.
Sure.
You hear the sound of the footsteps approaching. So
I'm getting back.
Yeah, you should probably duck back.
All right, so I give the lay of the land to everybody.
Okay.
Grass.
Do they see all of the new stuff as well, or do I have to?
They should.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what I saw, guys,
Mm.
on my great adventure.
Grass
So why
is
don't
quite
we
odd.
I miss
do
grass.
the first
The
passageway
greatest
first?
adventure.
Does it have chlorophyll? Is there actually any sun down here?
Well, it may not be actual grass.
As a trained wizard, I can assure you that chlorophyll is just a rumor. Grass
No, that's
grows through
midichlorians you're
phlogiston
thinking of,
and
Malik.
vitality essence.
Oh, okay. All right, so we got some options here, gang, and we can probably hit either of these northern sets of double doors, or even the one to the southwest, if anybody's got a preference.
Did you happen to listen to any of the doors?
Yeah, I was kind of busy trying not to get seen, so I did not.
Suppose.
This seems like where we would finally run into a trapped door.
It does, doesn't it? Well, I was prancing around in my elven way, and I didn't set off any floor traps or anything, so that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to do the southwest one first, and then we just continue on, or does anyone have a particular door that they think is prettier?
I didn't see anything that looked well. Did I notice anything about any of the doors that made one look particularly interesting, Tony?
Nope,
Even lined in gold.
They all looked pretty similar.
Ornate
And they all
gems.
look very similar to even just the door that you that you've been going in and out of here. They're all big kind of stone doors. It's clear that this area of Undermountain is basically all crypts, or recently rehab crypts now in use by an up and coming vampire lord. So
So
I tend to favor the closest door we can get to, just because
do
it's
that.
easy for 6 or 7 characters to rush past while the guards aren't paying attention. But
you could. There is just the situation you want to watch out for is that you find yourself face to face
Stuck on
with
a
something
locked door.
incredibly horrible and awful as 6 ding dongs come in to kill you from behind. So that's
There's a
just
possibility.
life.
do you want to bring them into this room and kill them and then we go, or do you guys want to sneak around the entire time?
That's what I was thinking. Is it wouldn't? What would happen if we left these doors open and we got ready for them to come in?
And
What
isn't
if we
there the
trick them?
pit underneath
Yeah.
the cloth?
Yeah.
Why don't we lead them in straight at us
just stand on the other
and
side
then
of the
stand on the
pit.
other side of the pit, put the carpet back on, and let them just all fall down?
Well,
Tony,
the
do
first
ding
two
dongs
seem to
walk
be
on the
false.
ground, or do they hover?
Wouldn't
No,
they
there's
6 to fight
expect
that,
a
or whatever.
gelatinous
I
cube
can
to be
hope.
under there?
I
They
don't
live
know.
here.
Well, they
But
don't necessarily
that
know
door
what's
hasn't
in
been
there.
open in a long
They
time.
don't seem like
And
they open
They
this
may have
door
been following
as they,
that same route
for a long
hundreds of
time.
years.
That's true.
I like that
Tony,
idea.
do ding dongs hover, or do they walk on the ground?
No, they walk on the ground. They're magically
do it.
enchanted armor.
Let's do
All right.
this.
So the armor's probably heavy enough to send them, say, through a rug over a pit.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, it's worth a
I
shot.
like this plan.
I'm going to wait long enough for them to pass, and then I'm going to thrust open the doors, and then step back into the shadows and knock an arrow, if that's okay.
What is they're using swords?
They have swords. You have also seen them use crossbows on occasion. They prefer to use
Backwritten-
sword bows.
Should we
Okay,
be
great.
should we be visible, or should we all be hidden so they have to walk into the room?
Yeah, why don't some of you...
Why don't I run backwards
Yeah.
and jump over this pit thing so that
I
they
would
actually
recommend-
chase
I would
us?
recommend some of the hand-to-handers be on opposite sides of the pit.
Because we want them to come forward towards us. We don't want them to go to the side. So we
Right.
need to have some people.
Well,
Everyone
they may
else
just
hide
walk past.
so no one sees them, and all of the people that can do hand to hand come up right in front of the. Because if they see Flessa on the side, they might go towards her. But if we go behind the pit,
Well, the pit takes up pretty much that whole area of the room.
yeah. So Peter, can
if
you go
they
onto the
walk
other,
in,
Like that?
where I am?
You want me to back, but then I can't.
Yeah.
I can't hit them.
Well, they fall into the pit, and then we. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Peter, you can go to the side and hit them on
I'm
the
going to be
side,
on the
and
side
then
because I want to let
Right.
them hit me and I want to hit them.
perfect. Okay, and I'll
I've got an
taunt
arrow
them.
ready, lest there be a surprise round.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody should be prepared.
In fact, I might just,
Okay.
if they don't come into the room immediately, I might just send an arrow off at one of them.
So your plan right now is you've got the doors open. You've reset the rug on the pit trap.
Yep.
Is the room that you guys are in the kind of ornate burial chambers? There are sconces for torches. Are you leaving the room lit or not lit?
Let's blow some of them away,
They don't
except for
care.
the sconce that's near.
Okay, so
Near
it'll
me.
be like low light.
Yeah.
So they can't
that
really
you-
see.
so that they won't just see you guys standing on the other side of the rug.
Right.
Well, we don't care
And
if
I mean,
they
they're
see
lit
us.
from within, so we'll be able to see them.
We want him to come after us. Let him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna actually
trap.
come close to them and then taunt them and then move backwards.
Well, I'm just
Okay.
going to shoot them when they go by.
Yeah.
So-
But just let them come towards me first.
Sure. So you spend some time
might be
planning
bad.
your trap.
Sometime.
Sometime. You hear you're starting to get just a sense for the rhythm of the marching helm tours as they patrol past. And then when you are ready, you leave the doors open and you all take your positions in the room. You hear the footsteps of the helm tours stomping down the hallway.
Ooh.
Erica, put in better sound effects.
Totally.
It's like a horse.
Yeah, I forgot my coconuts. And they, but this time, suddenly the footsteps stop in unison when they pass the open doors. Acker, you probably have a view across. Maybe you're hiding behind the tapestry, or are you standing?
No.
out here?
I'm standing way in the front, and now I'm
Okay.
going to taunt them.
I was going to shoot him with the arrow.
Okay, you
All
can do
right.
that too. Like
6 helm tours turn. They rotate to their left, looking in through the open doors. They see a rather large dragonborn warlord standing in the center of the room, and then they wordlessly, in unison, charge forward.
woohoo! I
to
moved
their death
backwards.
in a pit.
All of them?
You could probably, some of them you could probably get a shot off before they fall into the pit.
No, I don't care if
bother.
they're going to fall into the pit anyway.
Wow,
But-
traps
Save me
work
an arrow.
great. I can see why Undermountain's full of them.
They all clatter to their doom.
Yay!
Well, you just stacked 30 feet down trying to get up.
There's
Good
just
job,
a,
guys.
there's just a pile of enchanted armor kind of banging around at the bottom of the pit.
I put the
glory.
rug back on top.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Now, it does occur to you.
Well, that's great because now this guy's crypt is protected again. Sort of.
way to leave the crypt as you found it.
That's right.
Now, it does occur to you. You have seen some of those
Take
helm
only
tours,
photographs, leave only piles of animated armor at the bottom of the
There
pit.
it is.
Doing some mild teleport powers. But you think you have neutralized them for now.
And
That
they
is
can't
30 feet.
see.
That's
They have to teleport to
far.
something they see. And so if we stick the rug back
Yeah.
over it, they can't see where they're teleporting to.
They're probably not getting out of there without some assistance from a slightly more autonomous presence. Because they're just, these guys are basically magic robots, right?
Yeah.
So
All right, we beat the ding dongs. We
Does anyone
outwitted
want
the
me to
ding dongs.
spew
Woo.
acid on them while they lay there, or is that overkill?
Oh, come on. Just leave him be.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let him bang around down there. I feel bad for him.
I wish they had faces because I feel like their faces would have been great, but they're just glowing suits of armor. So
Maybe the fire just glows extra bright
Yeah.
for a second.
And then
And
dims.
they fall.
that's
Like an exclamation mark.
the only emotion they're capable of expressing is embarrassment.
Ah,
Well, they were already red.
well,
so.
this is appropriate. An appropriate moment for embarrassment.
All right.
just
Okay.
falling in a pit.
Great imaginative problem solving. You now feel like you could probably, though there might be various threats behind some of the doors or in chambers you have not yet explored, certainly you can now move around this area of the dungeon much
Very
more
nice.
freely.
That was an encounter, right?
Sure.
Yay.
Does that mean we
All
get
right, we're
another
halfway
action
to another
point?
action point.
No,
Woohoo!
after the next one.
Oh,
We need to get 2. All right. Well, pick a door, any door.
So shall we go to the
Onward.
southwest and just continue on, or does someone have something else? Like
We
the
can
first
start on the
door?
one on the left and see what's behind that, and just kind of make
Okay,
our way
let's
around.
do it.
Up
I'm
to you whether
curious
you
about
want to
the grass.
open every door or not.
I think
Yeah,
the
well,
grass
we
is
don't
what
actually-
Kate
supposed
wants
to
to
be.
check out the grass.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't know which way we're supposed to be going, do we?
no, we're just looking for
We don't have-
Diane.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
check
he
out the-
could be behind any one of
Let's
these.
check out the grass.
Well, no. Hang
Yeah.
on.
I tend to want to
Diane
examine
is
open
probably
areas
to
before
our
I break in through
east.
doors.
Like
How do you know that?
We saw Diane east of us before we came through this tunnel.
Yes.
So
That's true, but he could have come from the east into this tunnel and gone through the grass room. We don't know.
we know one thing.
What is
Do you?
that?
I know.
That Diane has been to our east. So I'm
That's
betting
true. That's true.
10 gold to whoever.
Wow.
Oh, you and your bets.
You don't.
Sure, I'll bet he's not.
My
you
recommendation.
Melik's already holding all my gold. Though,
I'm not. In
You might
favor
be
of any more
betting your
bets with
gold.
NPCs that I have to track. So
I'm listening at this door over here.
For what it's worth,
all right.
I tend to prefer to examine open areas first before we check what's behind doors, just in case there's stray
That's a
creatures walking
good
around the
idea.
halls.
I agree.
I'm
Good
just
idea.
That's a
listening.
good point. I like
All
that
right.
point.
Rizwin, you do not hear anything at that door. It's the door sounds like a
It's
door.
a door, guys.
or like a gelatinous cube.
That's
Which
true.
it turns out, yeah,
I shiver when
You're-
she says that.
you're learning, Flessa.
Any number of other silent things, like statues.
As long as there's not a doll, I'm okay.
Ooh.
Mm.
Billy?
Have you seen Billy?
All right, so
So-
do we want to head south towards the grass? I am
Sure.
curious about the grass.
Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know
Check out
why.
the
We
grass.
can do grass.
I've seen doors.
I feel like we should get in a
Very
we should get
curious
in,
about the
in
grass.
March 2 by 2
right,
in the
feel free to
same
move yourselves
meter
however you want.
as the helm torers and just see if anyone
Market
notices.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
Maybe there's
Let's
there's a
head to the
trap
grass.
somewhere down the hall that only.
It's too bad they're stealing their armor for like a disguise. Is kind of hard to deal
That'd be
do
tough.
with a magical set of armor, right? So you guys want to head down the south? Is that what you're doing?
Let's head
Yeah,
down.
we
south.
do
Yeah,
it.
right.
We march in a very organized manner.
Clump.
Yeah,
Clump,
all right.
Clump, clump,
Don't worry
clump.
about it. So you head past both sets of double doors on the western side of the hallway and follow the passageway south, where it seems to arrive in a rectangular room with several entrances and exits to it. There's a passageway to the north, which you're arriving through, south, east, and west. Though some of them are doorways and some of them are just passageways.
There's
This
a
area,
statue.
it looks like somebody wanted this chamber to represent a garden. There's what looks like there used to be grass here, but it's pretty dead. Who knows how grass works?
Well, this is where they buried the dead grass.
And it's the grass is slowly giving way to algae and fungi that are
Ew.
replacing it.
Great.
Can we see the footsteps of the ding-dongs as
That's
they
not good.
walked their
Yes,
endless path through here?
there is an endless path. The ding-dongs march through this chamber, turn, and head to the east over and over and over again.
Seems like there should be a
There's
sign
almost like a rut.
saying
through
"Get
the-
off
the-
my lawn" somewhere
Yes.
here.
So ding dongs
Um,
maybe aren't bothered by spores that come from those giant mushrooms I'm seeing in the southeast corner.
There's a bunch of mushrooms. There's some flaking murals. So the wall to the in kind of the south west corner of this chamber, there's like a big mural of a picturesque landscape. It kind of shows like an image of Mount Waterdeep. And it even has it goes down to like where the ocean would be by at the base of the mountain, and there's an actual pool of water there. And there's a statue sitting near that pool of water. The statue is a mermaid sitting
Don't
on a
blink.
rock, looking.
Oh,
at
at least
the,
she can't like actually walk towards us if she comes back to life. She'd
Yeah.
have to kind of flop around on the ground, which I think would be easier to fight.
I want to be where the
Maybe.
ding dongs are. That's all I got.
Episode title.
There's also
This is called a ding dong hopper.
Yeah.
There's a couple
no.
planters that look like they were intended to hold plant life that has not succeeded well in the subterranean area. In particular, there's a large, it looks like it's probably about 6 feet tall clay structure that looks like it's full of earth in the northeast corner of this chamber.
Structure.
No, sorry, vessel.
Oh, it's like an
Yes.
urn.
Yeah, or a planter, somewhere in between.
I feel like I knew a guy in a past life that could have told us something about that vessel.
Mm. If only that person is long dead or not yet born. It's unclear how the continuity of our joined Total Party Kill worlds work yet.
Or on a different
Unacceptable.
plane altogether.
We've got to reconcile that with Scott. There's a meeting. So there are your potential exits from this chamber. There is a double doors to the south. There's a hallway to the east that looks like it connects to the hallway Alestrin had previously explored. It looks like there used to be a hallway to the west, but it is totally obscured with rubble. That's what you see.
Rubble.
Rubble.
I'm curious about this water over in the corner here.
All right. Do you want to go explore it?
No, I'm just curious about it.
I just like how you like to ask about what's going on in a room that's like 20. You're 20 feet from the doorway, Alistair.
I've got very acute elven
What do you see up
vision.
there? What do you see up there, huh?
Yeah, news has reached Alistair.
Yeah.
from the front of the party that
somebody should
else
check
can
out
see
the
a pool of
water. Hey guys, somebody check out the fungus.
Okay, I'll go in and check out I'll head this far in towards the fungi, but not.
Somebody want to identify that
because
fungus?
I figure I could
Kay
just
or me?
acid blast them. Worst comes to worst if they
Yeah, I can.
spore me.
I'm
Stay on
gonna
the
make
rut.
an attempt to identify that fungus to see if it's deadly before we get too close to it.
Yeah, I can help. I can aid you.
Fired up. Nature check. Whoa. Ooh. Good Lord. Does anybody know where I can buy a less bouncy desk?
You got to get a dice tower.
Yeah,
Those
you
things
get
are cool.
we have a box that we roll our dice.
Yeah, just roll
Oh,
a box.
Yeah.
that's no fun. It
I
doesn't
have
roll
a
the same way.
Proper
25.
chainmail bag.
And I have 27, so take
All
plus
right.
2.
Ooh,
There are a rich variety of fungi for each of you to explore here. Some of them are totally unexciting. Some of them are poisonous. But they all seem to be they do not have any offensive qualities. But among them, they're all just your kind of more mundane fungi. None of them have the ability to release a spore cloud. None of them are sentient mushroom people, which are totally a thing in Dungeons and Dragons because
we
Dungeons
know.
and Dragons. But yeah, so there's a lot of them there, but they don't seem dangerous.
Unless you eat them, some of them.
That's a bad
Yeah, so
sign.
don't eat any of these, you guys. We can
Are
find other
any of
food.
them
Fine.
poisonous and I can use them on my sword?
Yes, if anyone ate your sword, they would now be in trouble. I mean, additional trouble
That
beyond
cube!
having eaten the
We
sword
could have
itself.
gotten the cube.
Well, surely if you get some in somebody's wound, it would probably be bad, right?
It would probably give their wound indigestion.
Oh, no.
They'd have the runs.
All right, I'm stepping into the
Okay.
room. I'm checking out the water.
It's covered with a thick layer of algae. It's kind of disgusting, but it appears to be water and have no, non-water-like properties.
Anything interesting about the algae?
It's thick.
Don't eat
and
that either.
gross. Yeah. Nope.
Algae sometimes has healing properties. I remember In Search of the Unknown, Module B1, very well.
I go over to check out the statue.
Mm-hmm. It's a statue of a mermaid. It seems to be looking out the ocean. It's got kind of a wistful expression on its face. It's really a pretty ornate statue.
Running around with gelatinous. What are they called? Cubes.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
Okay. So do we want to go back around, see the rest of the stuff, undo all
I'm gonna
these
splash a
rocks?
Water on the mermaid statue and just see if it does anything?
I don't think it would do anything good. I move
I'm going to
backwards.
splash a little water on it anyway.
Oh, dear.
You can do it if you want to.
I'm
It
doing
would
it.
Clean it.
Oh, goodness.
As
Oh my
Alestrin
God.
dips his hand into the pool of algae,
Something
his hand
happens.
is now covered with algae.
Oh, God.
He
Gross.
He
Hope
cups
you're
his
happy.
hands and brings the filthy, disgusting water up and
Yeah.
splashes it on the statue. The statue stares back at him with cold, lifeless eyes because it's still just a statue.
That's totally what I was hoping was going to
Maybe
happen.
we'll run, maybe we'll cry. In Undermountain, there's no thing as sky. That's all I got.
I like
Let's
it.
get out
I
of
mean-
this room.
Okay. Shall we?
No, it's just getting good.
Shall
we
we?
check out
Shall
the
we go
dirt yet?
around and finish the rest of the rooms?
I'm checking out
Yeah.
the dirt.
I like that. Finish the rooms. Let's finish them all. Like, put up the drywall.
Tony, there's still a little bit
Riz-
of black here where the doorway is. Is that
Yeah, I'm
supposed to
offended
be a
by this
door,
little
or-
black strip that hasn't
I'll
lightened
take
up.
care of that in a second. Rizwin, you were inspecting the
I'm
the
inspecting the urn full of dirt.
Okay. Do you want to roll something?
Oh yeah, I suppose I'd probably do that.
I die.
is there anything shiny on it? That's all I care about.
I got an
Let the
11 on
good
my
times
perception.
roll.
I'm doing one better.
You know what? I will tell you that's not a great roll. It just seems weird that there's dirt in a giant urn.
I
Guys,
have an observation
what's up
about
with
this
dirt.
room.
This is weird.
Oh,
Yes.
We have
Yes, boss.
earth in one corner and water in another corner.
Maybe wind and fire in the opposite corners.
Possibly.
Oh, so the rubble is fire
somebody-
and the
Rebel
Cast
has
a
a
wind
toil in
wall
trouble.
Guys, it's
Oh
the
my
four
God.
elements: earth,
Are we going to have to sing
Rock,
Oasis and Earth, Wind, and
water,
Fire here now?
and mushrooms.
Come on. Get us a break. We just did Little Mermaid.
We may have discovered a new element, mushrooms.
Oh,
Malik, how
right.
many elements are there on the periodic
All right,
table according to
I
wizards?
rolled a 29 on a diplomacy check, and I'm going to talk to the
Do you
urn and see if it
remember?
has anything to say to me.
dancing in September.
Hello, urn. Okay, and there's nothing.
Nope.
Peter, it's dirt.
I dig in the dirt a little bit with my dagger, unless one of my bosses stops me. I want to see if there's anything shiny buried here.
Nah, go for it.
I back up.
Unless this is another grave.
Well, if it's a grave of something shiny, then I want to know.
It's it is 6 feet tall, and it does seem to be entirely
That's
filled
taller
with
than I
dirt.
am, so never.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I
just-
can climb. I climb to the top.
All right, how deep do you want to go into it?
Are you just going to tunnel through it?
No, however deep my dagger is. I mean, just like,
How deep is my
maybe dagger? Maybe I'll try to make a hole of like a foot or something. Foot deep.
You dig around. You know what? Your dagger clangs on something.
Ooh,
Oh dear.
I scrabble down for it. It might be something shiny.
I back up. Smart.
It seems to be attached to something else inside the urn. You know what? It feels like it might be like a helmet.
This is
I
where they
pull
keep
on
their
it.
Why don't we
spare
dip?
ding-dongs.
Why don't we knock over the urn so the dirt
Ding
comes
dong
out?
storage.
I see if I can pull the helmet out.
Does
Does it come out with a skull in it?
It does
Does a
not.
head
It
come
seems
along?
pretty securely attached to something below the helmet.
Oh.
Okay. I tell my
There's a
bosses, you
dude in
guys,
there.
I think there's a helmet in
Does
here
the helmet
under
seem
the
to be
dirt.
attached to like something else in there?
I can't get down far enough to tell, but it's definitely attached to something because I can't pull it out.
Do you think
Not
that I
strong
could knock over the urn?
Yeah,
You're really tough and strong. I bet you could.
Okay. I see.
I jump down from the urn first.
Move away.
Good
You
call.
could have just ridden it down.
I just pick her up and I put her on the ground.
Wee.
Okay,
This is
I
fun.
knock the urn over so that the dirt comes out.
Okay. The urn just, in fact, it kind of, when you knock it over, like it cracks in half.
Oh, me broke
and-
it.
Oh,
and the
dear.
dirt spills out. And there seems to be an entire set of armor. It, in fact, looks like the same armor as the Helmed Horrors, though it does not seem to be magically animated in its current form.
It is a ding dong storage urn.
It
No,
also
this is where they grow them. They grow them until
No.
they.
It also
Yeah.
seems to have. It looks a little different from your standard ding dongs. Oh God, now you have me saying it. In addition to the fact that
Now it's canon.
It's not animated. It doesn't seem to be, and it was buried inside a giant, dirt, earthen urn thing.
Nothing.
I
special and
shake the
shiny,
dirt
like
off
rings
and
or
put them
anything?
on the ground. They're not moving, doing anything.
They're actually. You know what? You know what is special to you, Flessa, and shiny.
Your mom.
Whoa.
I don't remember my
whoa.
mom.
Oh, that's
Special
Magic
and
missile
shiny.
the DM.
I didn't say that.
Ouch.
That was Steve. How did I get
What?
blamed for that?
That's just mean.
Everyone
Yeah.
stares and
Well, I
looks
just
at him.
said your mom is special to you and shiny. What?
Flessa, you see something shiny.
I don't get it.
And golden. There is a cylinder. It looks like it's kind of like grafted or welded or built kind of into the chest piece of the armor of the Helmed Horror lying there on the ground.
I examine that more closely. See if I can, pry it away if it's shiny.
I come over
It's-
and also take a look.
It's pretty securely worked on there, so you're not sure. It certainly doesn't want to kind of just pop free if that's what you're looking for.
Is it magical, boss?
Where'd
Oh,
you-
well, let me have a look at it. According to my years of experience, I rolled a 14.
It does not. It seems like it's probably got some magic worked into it, but you are not sure. It's what its function is.
I rolled a 21 on my history check if it can tell me anything about maybe the symbol that's on it.
It looks like it's got some symbols related to burial
looking at
rites
these?
worked into it, which is kind of strange. It's also it's rather fancy craftsmanship. It's gold. It looks like it may even have some. You think that perhaps it's related to those all the golden wiring that you took down earlier in the dungeon.
Hmm.
And it looks like you can see there's kind of a seam around it. So if you could get it off, and perhaps it has something inside of it, but hard to say.
Do you think a thievery check might be able to dislodge
either
it somehow?
thievery or brute force.
All right, well, I'll try thievery first. So that's a 21.
All right. It takes Flessa a little bit of work, but you're able to pop the
Nice.
the golden cylinder out of the chest piece of the suit of armor.
When
And
it's
you've got
something shiny, I am willing to put in the work.
Yeah. And it now looks like you could probably open it if you wanted.
Yep, I'm opening it.
All right. Inside the cylinder, this is rather strange. There is more dirt.
I turn it over.
The dirt
Disappointedly.
spills out of the cylinder. It does seem to be a rather different type of dirt than what was in the big urn that you knocked over, but it just seems to be a golden tube full of dirt that was grafted to a suit of magic armor.
We
Didn't
can get
that
our
dwarf
own
guy say
Helmor.
something about golden cylinders and dirt? I was excited about the golden cylinder part, even though I wasn't sure what cylinder meant until just now.
So I just
but-
rolled a 17 on my Arcana check. Do I remember anything about, say, phylacteries or vampires or anything?
I would say that Rizwin, with a 17 on that check, you remember, there are a variety of types of vampires out there, but some vampires seem to gain a great deal of power, or at least they think they gain power, from the dirt that they were originally entombed in. And that occurs to you in the context of vampires and dirt. I assume that's what you were querying on in your
Yes.
cleric Wikipedia there.
Exactly. I mentioned this to Melik. Hey, Melik, do you think that there's any way that this is related to Diane, and maybe we can use it against him somehow?
Oh,
Maybe.
I'm certain that it is. Now, the exact mechanics are a little tricky, but I did roll a 23 on Arcana, so I might be able to come up with something.
So, the dirt itself does not have any magical properties that you, as a non-vampire, can access.
Throw it away. Let's go.
But it does occur to you that this is quite strange. You're familiar with the idea that like vampires like to sleep in their dirt, and some of your vampires that they think they get ambitions. They sometimes take their dirt with them places. So probably Diane was involved in putting this dirt inside a gold tube, attaching it to a suit of armor, and then hiding that suit of armor in this urn. So just by, taking that tube with the dirt in it, you have probably annoyed him in some way.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah, well,
I feel like I've accomplished
That is our
something.
specialty.
yeah.
All right.
Wonder if he noticed.
All right.
Well,
Well, if we're
he'll
not
notice.
taking this, if we're not going to pick back up the special dirt, then I'm just going to kick it around and stomp on it and stuff. Maybe spit on it a little bit too.
Dump it in the water. See what happens.
Yeah.
That's
Is
the
armor-
essence of magic.
Melik, what happens when you combine dirt and water?
We may have invented an 8th element, mud.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, before you dump that in
sure.
there, I'm just going to just quickly probe underneath the algae and see if I can see anything on the bottom of that the pool.
Nope. It's just a pool.
All right, dump it.
All right. You have, you're just, in one way, you're just dumping dirt into a big pool of water.
Yep.
But in another way, you're probably making big steps toward really, really making life complicated for an undead evil warlord. So, with one small step.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't find the shiny things I was looking for, but this isn't bad. I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it.
That gold canister probably has some street value. So
Is the armor magical in any way?
I can keep shiny rocks in my shiny gold canister.
It's true.
the armor, it does seem to be enchanted, and it is very similar to the Helm Tor animated armor. It is weird. It's kind of fused together in such a way that you could not wear it yourself. So magical in the sake of clearly something's going on with it, but not magical in terms of an item that you could put on.
I'm going to guess that it was just in the dirt to be a human-shaped thing, so he knew how much volume of dirt he needed to fill up the urn.
Or that's the armor that he could, animate.
Or maybe the armor was protecting the dirt in a magical way.
Not very well.
Yeah,
The dirt was protecting the armor, if anything.
All right, let's go. I'm bored with this room now.
Yeah.
You've done a lot in this room.
Mhm.
In the Garden of Death.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a
room
sign.
seems a lot cooler now that you said that.
There's I forgot to mention, there was a sign in the the northwest corner has a sign that
Garden
says,
o' Death.
"Welcome to the Garden of Death."
Oh,
it's
well, the
very
welcome
pleasant.
kind of dims the
I
darkness.
feel better
part of
now.
that.
So you have many different ways you could head. Which one do you want to head?
Let's go around south. Let's just see what's around that corner.
There's no light
straight-
around there, by the way.
Yeah. So you either need to send somebody with, in fact, at this point, you'd probably need someone with no light, or you could just light a torch.
I just have low light, right?
Yeah. So
Get what the 4E action is. Okay. So somebody want to enchant something with light and toss it down there, or walk
yeah.
down there?
Fine.
all right.
Like what, a
So
rock?
you poke
Mhm.
further in. So you know, our adventurers are exploring this area of the dungeon. There's a lot to do here because it's a pretty kind of sprawling complex that you're in right now. Let's see. Where's my reveal areas button? The hallway heads there. You can see there's a double door built in. There's kind of, this hallway does kind of like a U-turn. It heads south for a little bit. There's a set of double doors, and then it goes around the corner and heads back north.
Ooh,
By
let's
the
see
way-
what's north.
All right.
I'm
By
going
the way,
to
is
start
this-
creeping
is this- is this-
forward until I get yelled at to stop and come back.
Is this a brazier right here that I'm pointed at?
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like a
Brazier.
brazier.
Yeah. Sarah brazier,
Giggle,
whatever.
Yep.
Can I light that?
Sure. You'll provide some illumination. So
Gonna burn
Rizwan
your
explores
brazier?
and finds in
That's
one
very
corner of the
forward-thinking.
hallway, there's like basically like a little fire pit, and it's, you know, it doesn't look like it's been used in a little while, but it's easy to light up. It looks like this kind of maybe was some kind of little post where a guard would have sat a long, long time ago. There's a chair.
I'm
The
gonna sit in
chair's
the
got
chair.
like 3 inches of dust in it that you kick up as you sit down in it.
You know,
Um,
I'm tired.
yeah, it's a
Long
big
day.
day.
Do I get my daily powers back yet?
Nope.
How'd you get a dusty butt?
Eh.
All right, so there's like 5 different places to explore.
So many
Indeed.
doors.
You don't have to go to all of them, just the right one.
Let's go to all.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Oh,
do
let
the
me go to the right
doors in front of us?
Good choice.
Because the room seems like it would be small. So nothing big like a cube.
I'm going to go
could be there.
listen at this door.
You
And-
hear the sound.
the sound?
Oh, it's gonna wait for you to
Silence?
roll a number, and then
Oh,
I
okay.
tell you what.
Okay.
The sound.
darkness, my old friend.
There you go, 25.
The sound of silence.
Come to talk with
Or a
you
gelatinous cube.
again.
Or a
Just
statue.
think about that, guys. Every time you're somewhere where it's really quiet, it's like, I don't know if there's not a gelatinous cube in this room.
Now I'm going to see if there are any traps. I rolled an 8 this time.
Seems safe.
Can I open the door? Can I open the door? Can I open the door?
Do you want to open the door?
Can I open the
I
door?
say okay.
I open
Yeah,
the
go
door.
for it.
All right. You open the door in this hallway that heads back north, kind of the way that you, in the general direction of the way you came. And you can see, it looks like there's another set of doors that connects to a chamber that you were in before. And way, way off in the north, in the distance, almost off the edge of if we were playing with some kind of map, you can see a set of 2 sets of barred doors and a kind of octagonal room full of spider corpses.
Yeah. So the
There.
portcullis is still
That's
down.
our way back.
Yeah.
Is there a way to open the portcullis from this side?
It would probably, looks like it might take some brute force.
All right.
All right.
Or you could just climb back through that tunnel.
There's
All right,
still
I-
winnow through the crack on the way back.
I
out.
march
Alright.
up to Melik and I say, I would like my 10 gold pieces because Dan,
Oh.
not to the east.
We don't know that yet. It could be south of here.
South isn't east. Those are different.
No, there's the doors directly south of us. If he's down there, he's still east
Oh.
of where we were standing.
Okay, I run down to those doors.
Oh, good.
Fair
now I'm
enough.
excited. So
I'm going to prove you wrong. Oh.
Kicks doors open. Diane, you down here? No, good. Give me my money.
I'm listening at these doors for when Tony comes
shiny.
back.
And now
Our GM just took a
we
quick
are
break.
taking a break
Yep,
for Dungeon Master
that's fine.
breaking.
Break it down.
But when he's back, I got another 8. to
I
listen
can't
to
believe
one.
it's that
Oh,
room was
boy.
called the Garden of Death.
So I'm playing a Lestrin. I'm an Elven Ranger.
I'm playing Alestrin. I'm an Elven Ranger.
Hey,
Sometimes I
look
call
at
myself
me
Melic.
and all this algae. Garden of Death. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Good night. Next
You
up
just
is-
had to finish
next up
it,
is
Jason.
Windwall. They'll be out in a minute. It's your
Oh,
favorite
boy.
Dungeons and Dragons Oasis cover band.
Can we release an EP that's just Jason singing alternate
Yes.
songs? Because I would buy that.
We'll release it somewhere
Yeah.
over our
I
enemies.
just rolled a critical fail on perception, so I'm glad you listened at least.
I'm glad Tony's back. Oh no.
Hi, Tony.
There you see them, animated armor guys.
Yeah.
If they stab you, then you're gonna die. You better avoid them.
Yeah.
I'm listening at this door. I got an 8.
It's hard to hear with all the singing.
Garden of Death. Garden of Death.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
It sounds like a door. It's really hard to hear anything over all of your friends
The
singing in the
grass is
background.
deader, down
All right,
where
then
it's wetter.
I'm looking for some
With the
traps.
algae.
14.
We don't really need to change poor
seems
unfortunate souls all that much.
There is
There
some
doesn't seem to
armor
be
in
anything
an
trapped.
urn. If you, I don't know.
Where's everybody else?
Where
You guys are all
you
like
you
burn.
touch
standing
much
Not
on
around.
your
quite touch
skin
it,
will
it will
burn.
If
burn.
the ding dongs hit
Yeah.
you, you will burn.
Yeah,
To
let's
avoid the
listen at that door, right?
I listened. Not very
Sounds
well,
like
but
a
I
door.
listened.
I did too. I got a critical fail. That means
Did I-
there's it's totally safe, guys.
I can roll diplomacy on that door. That's what I'm good at. I have a 19 to perception at the door.
It seems like a sturdy door. It does not seem to be trapped.
And I have a 23. It's probably still a sturdy door.
I think we should open the door.
I opened the door.
Okay.
All right. This is exciting for me.
Yeah, door opening is the best.
Yeah.
I know, is there Diane in here?
As you open the door, the first thing that occurs to you
Oh boy, we should have checked for traps.
Oh.
I
is
did.
that
check for
Dan
traps.
Said it didn't
is
look like
not
it was
in there.
trapped.
Yeah, the door is not trapped.
Oh.
However, the room beyond is.
Well, too bad
And-
for the people in there then.
All of you,
I
know,
closed the door.
none of you have been on a spaceship.
Whoa.
Or
I
in the
disagree.
vacuum, or in the vacuum of space. To my knowledge, I haven't been sent into complete character backstories by all of you, so you wouldn't know at a character level what it's like when an airlock opens. But that is what you are experiencing as you are not being sucked into the room, but blown in.
How could that possibly
well-
be? Because wouldn't the doors just close?
Unless they're magical.
Magic?
Or do the doors only
Always
open
magic.
inwards?
Maybe these ones open inward.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Uh,
bad idea. Who
me just
constructed
find-
this room?
All right. Anyone in the hallway within 30 feet of the room of the door is whisked into the chamber.
All right.
Whisked. That doesn't sound so bad.
Hello!
Yeah.
Can
So
I grab
an
hold of the wall?
unseen force.
I don't mind being whisked.
Yeah.
I actually kind of
Like-
enjoy it.
I like to make an entrance.
An unseen force pulls you into the room,
Woo!
and the door snaps shut behind you.
Hey,
I'm
why'd
just
I
gonna
get thrown
kinda-
all the way across the room?
I'm just going to kind of scatter you around the
Oh,
room
boy.
because of the unseen force.
Whisking
Um,
us. We're being whisked.
Yeah.
So you are now
Let's ring around
not
the tower.
standing, but floating in the center
Yeah.
of a
This is the
large,
best room ever.
a
I look
large room.
great floating.
Have you ever
There
seen
are
that
arcane
cat
symbols.
video of cats in space?
Is that humane?
Cats in
I don't know, it's what the
space.
Russian
And the third
astronauts
musical
did, so-
episode this season.
So that's what my legs are doing. I'm like paddling.
So you're all floating about in a large chamber. There's arcane symbols all over the floors and ceiling.
And it's 3
Nice.
o'clock.
Which is a good 15 feet above or below you because you're all kind of floating kind of in the middle plane of the room. You can see that there are doors to the north, which you entered through, and the south, though they look like they're pretty securely snapped shut. And you see some symbols on the doors themselves. You're also not alone. There are in this room. There is a corpse, two
Still a
Helm
lot like being
Taurus.
alone.
two helm taurus, and I forget if all of you have encountered a sturge before.
Mm-mm.
No.
A surge is a kind of nasty little creature. It's like the biggest, evilest, meanest mosquito ever.
Oh.
They love to attach themselves to adventurers and help themselves to your blood.
Now,
this
people were talking
particular-
about healing sturges before. Is it anything like that?
That's right.
It's like the opposite of that, Monty.
Oh, no.
This particular sturge, though, seems to be having a hard time as it's just kind of flapping its wings wildly,
Oh,
not
poor
going
thing.
anywhere in the middle of the room.
I feel bad for the sturge as I shoot it with an arrow.
However, you may have some trouble doing that because you are floating, but we'll see. We'll get to that. And the helmed horrors do look a little comical, kind of floating helplessly, but they look slightly less comical when they ready their crossbows. So why don't you guys all roll initiative? And
Why
put in your
don't we?
initiatives.
Wait. Everyone gets a +2 to initiative.
That's excellent warlording there.
Thank you,
Go,
thank you.
Warlord.
Fight steady.
Okay, Alestrin, you still have the teleport ring, right?
I do. We never handed that back, did
That's
we?
fine. Avenge us.